Back at it again with another video. This time we're doing a video about Otto Warmbier.
This might not be the average tourist's idea of a perfect vacation, but Otto Warmbier wasn't the average tourist.
He just loved traveling in general.
He just had this sense of curiosity about him. He was never afraid of anything.
If you haven't heard of Otto Warmbier, I just heard about him. I guess President Trump had talked about him and dealt with him while he was incarcerated in North Korea.
Otto Warmbier, the 22-year-old American imprisoned in North Korea for 17 months.
He went over to North Korea with a group of students from where he was at in college, and he ended up like taking a sign or stealing a sign, what they said. And some people say he ripped it up. Some people say he just kept it as like a tourist memento or something. And he ended up getting arrested for it and sentenced to 15 years. 15 years. Are you kidding me? 15 years hard labor. Let's get into this video. Let's check it out. I don't know. This video kind of pisses me off for some reason.
A stranger in a strange land, Otto Warmbier is making the most of his North Korean adventure. The only complaint so far? The cuisine.
Would you do it? Would you go to North Korea knowing that you could end up doing 15 years hard labor for not following every rule that they throw at you, and you know that their rules are so extreme?
This participant, this is also strange.
Journalist Isaac Stonefish interviewed several of Otto's travel mates.
This participant remembered thinking to themselves, oh gosh, he's really out of his league here.
Out of his league, possibly because this trip is much more than mosaics and military parades. It's a party. Among the stops on Otto's trip itinerary, Taidonggang No. 3 Brewery and Rakwan Beer Bar, home of the 50-cent pint.
Young Pioneer Tours approach is very much one of, let's go have fun in North Korea, drink some North Korean beer.
And based on photos on Instagram, it appears the founder of Young Pioneer Tours, Gareth Johnson, likes to chug, and on his arm, a
interesting tattoo
of the North Korean symbol. It's fine for vacationers to throw back a couple, but reportedly those on the trip with Otto say the tour guides were also indulging, a regular pattern, Stonefish says.
The problems have been with Young Pioneer is some sort of recklessness, not enough paying attention to the tourists that they're supposed to protect.
Other tourists have said the guides were professional. The Yanggakdo Hotel, where Otto stayed, I've stayed there too, though typically reserved for foreign government officials. It's located on an island, isolating most visitors.
Hi guys, I'm Rowan.
But as Rowan, a manager at Young Pioneers, shows in this YouTube video, there is plenty to do.
And we're going to show you all the facilities and everything this hotel has to offer for all the tourists that come into Pyongyang in North Korea. Let's go. 25-meter lap pool, it's heated.
A swimming pool, bowling alley.
The 2 lanes have been recently renovated.
And a mini-mart to stock up on those travel necessities.
Water, more beer, coffee, Korean lollies.
But conspicuously missing from this video, the 5th floor. In fact, it's kind of missing altogether.
We were kind of given full reign of the hotel, except for one floor.
The elevator skipped.
That's weird.
Floor number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So we were told, don't even try to get to the 5th floor.
Would you try to do it? Would you try to get to the 5th floor?
We're told the 5th floor is for staff only, off limits to guests. What actually happens there is the source of rumors, most of them unnerving.
It's where they keep the surveillance equipment, where they use to bug all of the rooms.
It was a floor unlike any other floor in the hotel. So this is a video of our excursion to the 5th floor of the game.
Travel blogger Calvin Sun didn't want to speculate. He wanted to see it. So in 2011, he and some friends snuck onto the 5th floor.
Mysterious 5th floor.
And videotaped it.
What goes on here? Nobody.
You notice that the floor you go onto,
They're lucky they didn't get arrested.
when you go from 4 to 5, is a lot shorter and had paintings.
It's not artwork on the wall, but rather propaganda. Military first, powerful nation, reads this one. But perhaps the most disturbing is this, featuring a bomb with USA on it. Revenge 100 times, 1,000 times to American wolves.
Otto didn't stand a chance.
Calvin and his friends had no trouble on the 5th floor that night, but others might not be so lucky. New Year's Eve 2015, Otto headed to Kim Il-sung Square for fireworks. Matt of Young Pioneer Tours shows us this scene in 2016 in a YouTube video.
We're here in Kim Il-sung Square, and it's absolutely packed with people. Happy New Year from Pyongyang.
They were out in this big square. It just seemed like a fun, festive atmosphere.
On the itinerary for the next morning, a chopper tour of Pyongyang, probably over the same spot I saw from the air last year.
I can't tell exactly how old this helicopter is, but it's working.
And later, he was posing for pictures at the Grand Monument, this one posted on Twitter, and these others obtained exclusively by DailyMail.com. Look at how the strapping all-American towers over the local North Korean women, seemingly a fitting finale to his adventure in North Korea.
At the airport, me and Otto were the last two through the security, and he simply had a tap on the shoulder.
Denny Grattan was Otto's roommate during the trip.
2 guards took him away, and I sort of laughing.
They got him at the airport?
Said to him, well, that's the last we'll ever see of you, and because we got on so well, Otto turned around and just chuckled at me.
Grattan says that was the last time anyone saw Otto. The tour group was told he was sick and needed treatment, so they left without him. The company says they
And they just believe that shit?
made numerous attempts to get information about Otto, but for nearly 3 weeks, no word publicly, until the dreaded news breaks.
Breaking news overnight, an American college student,
Otto Frederick Warmbier.
He was arrested while perpetrating a hostile act. They're not saying any more than that.
To hear your friend's name on national television, and really, you don't really ever get accustomed to that.
Otto Warmbier was charged with hostile acts against the state, which is a kind of catch-all charge that North Korea levels against people
Bullshit.
who've done anything.
And what exactly did Otto do? The North Koreans point to this surveillance video. They say that's Otto on that infamous forbidden 5th floor of the Yanggakdo Hotel, attempting to steal one of those propaganda posters.
You can't even tell. That picture's not clear at all.
The video's so grainy, nobody really knows if it's him. It's unprecedented to actually do something to a poster with a great leader on it.
This is a major crime in North Korea because defacing anything that has a picture of great leader, dear leader, it's punishable.
The following month, he was marched in front of TV cameras and made his so-called confession.
I understand the severity of my crime, and I have no idea what sort of penalty I may face.
The confession that Otto Warmbier gave before the cameras early last year, it seemed scripted for him.
I never should have allowed myself to be allured by the United States administration to commit a crime in this country.
He
Whoa.
admitted to a really bizarre range of things, like belonging to a secret society, stealing this poster on orders from somebody in a church.
It's incredibly clear that it was a performance.
Please,
Yeah, they told him what to say and what to do.
I've made the worst mistake of my life.
For his friends watching it back home in America, the only thing real were his tears. Another month passed, and Otto appeared in a North Korean court, this time to learn his fate.
North Korea runs these kind of sham trials. Yes, it was less than 1 hour. Otto had no defense. You know, he was guilty before he went into this.
Please think of my family. I'm the oldest son in my family.
21-year-old Otto Warmbier is sentenced to 15 years in prison, hard labor. The adventurous and curious college
15 years for ripping down a poster. Or whatever the hell he did to it. 15 years. Are you kidding me?
who came to North Korea to have fun, throwing snowballs with kids, now in handcuffs, head down.
So after being sentenced to 15 years hard labor, his parents go to work and they get anybody involved they can think of, and it starts to work. They get somebody's interest, but it's a little too late.
And it's great to have you with us here on a Monday night, and we begin with late developments today, the worsening horror for a mother and father from Ohio. Their son, who was just returned from North Korea with severe brain damage, has now died. This was the moment Otto Warmbier was returned, unable to talk or recognize anyone after more than a year in captivity. His parents reacting just a short time ago, pointing to the, quote, awful, torturous mistreatment at the hands of the North Koreans that did this. ABC's Chief Global Affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz leading us off tonight.
He arrived in the U.S. less than a week ago, carried off a plane suffering from extensive brain damage, more than a year since the world heard his plea for mercy.
Please save my life. Please think of my family.
In a statement today, his parents say when Otto was carried off that airplane, he looked very uncomfortable, almost anguished. But within a day, the countenance of his face changed. He was at peace. He was home, and we believe he could sense that. But he could not walk, talk, or respond to verbal commands. And today, he passed away, surrounded by his family. Since the moment their son was sentenced to hard labor for stealing a propaganda poster, the Warmbiers were fighting until he was released.
We're thrilled that our son is on American soil, and I'm able to talk to you on Otto's behalf, and I'm able to wear the jacket that he wore when he gave his confession.
The family clearly blames North Korea for Otto's death, saying today the awful, torturous mistreatment our son received at the hands of the North Koreans ensured that no other outcome was possible.
Tell me what you think of the video, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.